All right, this should be it. I had a couple hiccups. Had to change where I saved some shit. But here I am doing weekly previews. Doing my teeth. I had surgery about a couple weeks and I get them back. But I'm doing the weekly previews. I did a bunch of games already. So I'll just touch base with them. And I really remember, like I was saying before, I don't really remember. I don't really know who's who in the old big scheme of things. I'm gonna learn that. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna write notes. I'm gonna get it together. So this is gonna be a little rough, the first edition of the weekly previews. But it is what it is. I'll try to do game recaps too. But I'm in like 6-7 leagues. Nah, I think I'm in 8 now. So I joined the league. I'm in like 8 leagues. I run like 3. I run 2, admin in 1. It's crazy shit. So, as much as time I have free until I start working and me and my girl get our shit figured out, I really don't have that much time free. Cause, you know, games. Unlike Rich and his ESPN thing sponsored by Henny, I don't have a sponsor yet. I'll talk to Sprite. Maybe me and Sprite can strike a deal. Or I have a shit ton of Fanta. I got McDonald's at the ass. So I might be able to strike a deal with somebody. I'm gonna try to strike a deal to get sponsored like Rich is. But I touched base on the Jets and the Browns. I got the Jets as a 3-point favorite, as a 3.5-point favorite over the Browns. I feel like the Jets have found a quarterback in Bryce Petty, and as long as Bryce Petty stay healthy, he's good. The Browns with Deshaun Kaiser in that offense can't figure it out. Corey Coleman and Njoku can't get the ball. Kaiser can't get a rhythm with him. The running game is abysmal. I got them winning that game. I already did the 49ers and Colts. I did the Panthers and the Lions. I got the Lions winning that game. I got the Lions as an 8.5-point favorite. I got the Lions as an 8.5-point favorite on the sole purpose that the Panthers have a good defense, but the Panthers cannot get an offense together. Kelvin Benjamin, 4 catches in 4 games. Luke Kuechly injured. Olsen with 4 catches in 4 games. McCaffrey's not starting for some odd reason. The running game is not getting it going. Cam is not looking good. 4 touchdowns, 15 picks. And that just seems to be worse when you're going against Glover Quinn, who's a Pro Bowler. 2 Pro Bowl corners in Slay and Norman. Just doesn't add up. I got him as an 8.5-point favorite. Titans and Dolphins. I got the Dolphins winning this one. Dolphins offense isn't terrible. Defense isn't terrible. They just had some bad luck from tough games. I feel like the Dolphins get back in the winning column, even though the Titans are 2-2. I feel like the Dolphins pull out this win. Oh God, bro! Now I gotta deal with some other shit. But hold up. Anyway, I feel like the Titans. I don't know what they're doing there. They got rid of Davis to get Zeke. I got the Dolphins winning that one by 3.5. The Chargers and Giants. I got the Giants as 2 touchdown favorites over the Chargers. I just feel like the Giants passing game. I think the only thing that might keep the Chargers in this game is the Giants like to pass. The Chargers have an excellent pass rush. So if the pass rush can kind of even out the pass, maybe the Chargers can pull out an upset. But it hasn't looked good as the Chargers can't find a quarterback, and we all know without a quarterback you can't win no games. Packers and Cowboys. I was in the middle of reviewing my feelings on that game. I think the Cowboys are gonna win. I don't think it's gonna be as a blowout as most people think. Most people think the Cowboys are gonna win by 21, 30 points, and just I think the Packers might keep it interesting. The only thing that doesn't bode well for the Packers is that they're quick strike offense, meaning their receivers are averaging 18, 20 yards a catch, and Jordy Nelson averaging 40 something. So Cowboys don't really give up big plays like that. I played him a lot. He's not a big play guy. You might get 1 or 2 of them here if you have a guy like I had last man, but he's not that, and he knows what he's doing on the sticks. I mean, not manipulates, but he works the zones. He throws in some man. He can blitz you. So I think the Cowboys will win that one. I just don't think it will be as embarrassing as people think. We got the Cardinals and Eagles, Rams and Seahawks. I'm gonna check on these numbers. Come back with you. Uh, Eagles are 2-2. Cardinals, I believe, are 1-3, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe the Cardinals are 2-2 too. Eagles 2-2. Yeah, Cardinals are 1-3. On paper, Eagles have a really good defense. Eagles look like they have a really good defense, scoring 90 a game, only giving up 64. So that's not bad at all. That's a really good defense. Give up a little over 15 points a game. Wentz with a positive touchdown to pass ratio. They're getting the running game going a little bit. With Garrett averaging 72 a game, Pumphrey averaging 50 a game. It looks like LeGarrette was a go-to guy, and he doesn't seem to be hurt. But I mean, maybe the rookie just stepped up, and that's the direction they went to. They got 4 receivers over 10 catches with Hollins and Torrey and Alshon. So Alshon is definitely getting in the offense. He hasn't gotten in the end zone yet, but he's part of the offense. It looks like he might have got rid of unless he got rid of the fast guy, it looks like that's where that is. So the offense and the defense is right where it needs to be. Oh my God, my girl's tripping right now. Hold please. Sorry guys, technical. You know the wifey comes first. This is crazy. Dealing with one issue, my girlfriend is trying to rationalize. Oh my God. Girlfriend is in her fifis right now because of some shit, and I'm doing this video, and women, I love my baby to death. Anyway, the Eagles defense seems to be on par. The pass rush is getting there. They don't get turnovers. That's the only thing. They only got 3 interceptions on the season. For some reason, I got 7 fumble recoveries, but they only recorded one of them, so I can't really go off fumble recoveries as a good measure of how a defense is doing. So the Eagles and Cardinals, with that being said, I think the Eagles are going to win this one. I got the Eagles as a little nod just because the Eagles defense is a little bit better. They get to the quarterback a little bit better. Outside of Patrick Peterson, they kind of have the same amount of interceptions. I mean, 4-3. Pat P has 7. So as long as the Eagles stay away from Pat Peterson, they'd be good. Carson Palmer, 8 touchdowns, 11 picks. David Johnson, and he's 88 yards on the ground. He's got his thing. But the Brown boys is his go-to, and Larry hasn't really been part of the offense. I like the Eagles to win that game right there. And then I think I got 2 more to go over, and then I'm done. I think there's a couple issues going on. Like I said, I'm dealing with my girl. Then I got Seahawks, Rams, Ravens, Raiders, Chiefs, Texans. So we got a few more games to go over. I'm gonna knock these out real quick. Like I said, I'll take better notes, get better timing with all this. I just wanted to get a video in there to do a preview and have everybody talking about it. And these are my opinions. These are solely my opinions, and y'all are allowed to argue. Embrace debate. But Seahawks, Rams, Ravens, Raiders. Seahawks, Rams, Ravens, Raiders. and my girl is fucking going nuts. So, so we got a division matchup with the Seahawks and the Rams. Seahawks with 1 win, Rams with 3. Rams are just totally lost right now. I see the Seahawks winning that one. I'm not going to go too in-depth. I mean, there's nothing to go in-depth about. Both teams are bad. I mean, what am I going to talk about? Both teams are really bad right now. So, I think the Seahawks are just a little bit better, even though both are bad. The Raiders and the Ravens. The Raiders are 1-3, but we all know the Raiders got that talent. So, it's not like the Raiders are far off. I mean, they're only 2 games out of being back at 500. So, I feel like this could be an intriguing game, to say the least. It just kind of depends. We all know how Carlos is. I mean, Carlos is going to complain and he's going to do some things, but Carlos, he plays his game, and Joe Flacco isn't getting it done. Jeremy Langford is getting it done now. So the running game is getting it done, and Joe Flacco is not. So hopefully the running game can hold that together. Hold on. Let me calm this down real quick. Sorry. But anyway, Tim Williams is anchoring that defense right now. Baltimore, the rookie, 3.5 sacks, 11 tackles. Terrell Suggs with 18 tackles. The defense, the linebackers are getting all the picks. I mean, all the secondary has 1. Young has 1. Jimmy has 1. Carr has 1. Weddle and Clark all have 1. So, nothing spectacular is going on in Baltimore land. Raider land is even less spectacular. Only 2 sacks by 1 person, so they're not getting a pass rush. Only two picks by 2 people, so the defensive secondary is not stopping it as they should. But the biggest problem is Derek Carr, 2 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. You cannot win games when your quarterback has a terrible ratio like that. Amari Cooper is getting his 100 yards a game, but imagine if Carr numbers were more of the, 60 completion percent instead of 54 from 105, and maybe 8 touchdowns to 10 interceptions, something like that. This team could be exactly where they are. So I feel like this is going to be the game, being that the Ravens do not get a lot of interceptions, that Carr figures it out and doesn't throw 3 interceptions. Maybe he throws 1 or 2, but Carr is averaging right now almost 4 picks a game. I think he cuts it down to maybe 2 and maybe gets a couple touchdowns because they have a huge advantage on the outside. And I think the Raiders pull off the upset. The last game we got the Chiefs and the Texans. I mean, Texans are rolling, man. 3-1. They got 5 receivers, even though one is a running back with over 100 yards receiving. Deshaun Watson is moving the ball on the ground as much as he is doing the air. I mean, he averaging 10 yards a carry. He's scrambling when he needs to. Miller is only averaging 4 yards a carry, but hopefully that would get better. Or he'll lose his time to Deontay Foreman, who's averaged 4 yards a carry. He has Colin Kaepernick, so he has a nice little dual threat quarterback situation going on there. But Deshaun Watson and Kaepernick together have anchored this offense, and he's being smart with the ball, and that's the key here. He's smart with the ball. That's what you got to be, is smart with the ball. He's not turning the ball over, and the defense has 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sacks on the season. Doesn't seem like anything crazy, and only 9 interceptions. Nothing crazy going on here. But he's not turning the ball over, and that's what you have to do. You have to keep the ball in your team's possession. So with that being said, I got I got the Eagles at 3.5 favorites. I got the Raiders in the upset. I'm giving the Raiders. I get the Raiders 3.5. I get the Raiders 2.5. I don't think they're gonna. Maybe they squeak it out a field goal. Maybe they win by 1 or 2. I give the Raiders 2.5. And I got the Texans right now as 9.5 favorites. I think they win by at least 10. I mean, the offense isn't, putting up 40 points a game, but at the same time, they're winning games. So there goes my odds. There goes my favorites. Y'all are always up to debate. Just to preview again, I got the Jets over the Browns by 3.5. I got the Lions over the Panthers. This is the big one. I'm giving the Lions 12.5 points. I'm giving the Lions a big cushion. 49ers Colts. I got the 49ers, of course, 4.5 point favorites. I got the Dolphins over the Texans at 2.5. I got the Dolphins at 2.5. I got the Giants at 6.5. I think they win by at least a touchdown, but maybe they don't. I got the Eagles by 2.5. I got the Rams are just so bad, but the Seahawks aren't much better. So I got the Seahawks at 5.5. I get the Seahawks 5.5. I got the Raiders at 2.5. The game that everybody thinks is gonna be a blowout, but I don't think it will be a blowout. Cowboys Packers. I got the Cowboys. I get the Cowboys 8.5. I give them 9.5. I think they can get it done by 2 touchdowns. I think they get it done by 10. I give them 9.5. I got the Texans over the I got the Texans over the Chiefs. I give them 7. I give them 6.5. Give them a touchdown. I give them touchdown advantage. And Bears over the Vikings. I'll give it 5.5. I'll give the Bears a nice little touchdown cushion. I'll give it a 6.5. I'll give it a 6.5 touchdown cushion. So there you have it. Embrace debate.